sharing successes and disappointments, learning from one another. Get a Be Better health plan from Beacon and get simple and affordable medical benefits so you can build a better team. Call 440-4447 or log on to beacon.co.tt for more information.
From the Canadian capital, this is the GBN Television News. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
This is the GBN Television News for Tuesday, the 10th of August, 2021. I'm Chrislyn Lashington. In the headlines, demons blamed for Satay's jab in 2020, and the forces resurface for Tuesday Juve in 2021. A standoff on Monday at Paradise. Its stand back orders on Tuesday, as Satay's revelers are also made to turn around. St. David revelers converge at Latant and express fears that the GBN coverage is designed to capture evidence for the police. Jab chant for the return for a former prime minister, and he gives GBN a response. Philanthropist Dennis Cannon questions whether debushing is the way to go as far as economic drivers are concerned. And in around the globe, La Soufrière said to be past its latest eruption cycle. Coming up in sports, women showing up and standing tall in local football fraternity. We get the details right after this message.
Get high making money moves with the NLA's new Aces High Scratch game with 4 chances to win. Beat the dealer's card to win the prize shown. Reveal an A symbol. And just like that, you are automatically a winner. Scratch away to win the top prize of $10,000. Win easy with Scratch. Must be 18 or older to play.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. There was no demon pronouncement this year, but the actions remained the same. The St. Patrick's residents descended into the main commercial area dabbed in black and other jab uniforms. Calls from their member of parliament to refrain from violating the Cancellation of Carnival Act fell on deaf ears. Trelana Charles was on hand for the unofficial Juve in the parish this morning.
On Monday, we saw a massive jab ban on the streets of St. Andrew. And today, on what would normally be Carnival Tuesday, once again, Grenadians have taken to the streets, this time the streets of Satez, in a massive display of defiance against the cancellation of Carnival 2021.
Hundreds of jab moved through the streets of Satez in a wave of black. Once again, the jab proved that regardless of the cancellation of the Carnival holiday and restriction of mass gatherings, jab will play.
We start this City, and we are 10,000 strong. We are going strong, and we will keep going strong until the pandemic is over. and stop jam.
One reveler explained that the presence of jab in the town is not a sign of disobedience or disrespect, but a sign of Grenadians embracing some much-needed freedom.
You must understand that people are designed to be free. We're not domesticated animals, so when time to free up, we have to obey every instruction of the leader of Grenada. We respect him, he is our boss. And I also believe every decision I take is in the best interest of Grenadians. But you must remember, you must attend to your domestic supporters before you attend to your international supporters.
He made a call for the leaders and decision makers of the country to give consideration to the needs of Grenadians first.
The Jamaican out in the dance yard before you dance abroad. And therefore, it's we who are responsible for electing you in office. And you must attend to our needs, our grievances. The job is not violation against the country. The job of freedom as to say we need to enjoy ourselves. Just 2 days, out of 365 days, we obey you. Just 2 days we ask of you to just allow us to be Grenadians. Are you going to kill us?
The emergence of Jab has now occurred on both Carnival Monday and Tuesday. Now that Grenadians have reclaimed both days of Mass, it is not yet known if it will be back to normal programming going forward.
Reporting from St. Patrick, I am Trelona Charles.
Yesterday, there was a standoff at Paradise Bridge. Today, revelers were ordered to stand back as police officers took strategic actions to prevent revelers in St. Patrick from accessing the town of Sauteurs. Let's toss once again to our roving reporter, Trelona Charles.
No entry into the upper tongue of Sauteurs. That was the main restriction given to all Jab on Tuesday morning as they attempted to participate in the usual Carnival Tuesday revelry despite the cancellation of Carnival 2021. Officers of the Royal Grenada Police Force manned barricades at strategic locations within the town to ensure that the back roads would be used by the Jab participants, leaving the main road at the top of the town clear for regular business. Assistant Superintendent in charge of the Western Division, Paul Christopher, said the RGPF is focused on ensuring that there is no defacing of private property or other unruly behavior.
What we are doing is basically to put some sort of regulation in place as to what persons are going to engage into this morning in particular. So this morning we recognize that they coming from High Street side and they are actually coming down, but we are somewhat encouraging them, trying to get the ringleaders and try to avoid the tongue proper. And in my view, they have been cooperating quite nicely. So we had asked them to use the back street and they have been doing that so far.
He said the police have had no issue with rerouting efforts and hope to ensure that there is no significant disturbance for individuals embarking on their normal business day.
It is a business day and the most we can avoid them from getting through this business area, it definitely will be important because other persons want to do what they want to do. Persons want to go to the banks, persons want to go to the store, and they want to conduct their other business. So we are looking for all parties to coexist, and so we are assisting in this regard. And we want everybody, be it the Jab, be it the business persons, the banks will be open, and we want to encourage that we have to coexist.
According to Assistant Superintendent Christopher, it is their hope that the gathering can be retained to the lower part of Sauteurs.
So in this regard, we will be engaging those persons, ask them to use the back street where they can go down to the bottom end of the tongue, called low tongue basically. So where they may not be causing much obstruction, so to speak. But in terms of the business area, we're trying our best to cause them to avoid using this area, and hence the reason why we are here. You are seeing us, and we are engaging them. We are having conversations with them and asking them, letting them know of the importance of what is happening.
As the morning proceeded, the revelers continued to cooperate with law enforcement and remained at lower Sauteurs. Trelona Charles, GBN News.
Over in St. David, Monday's pockets of mass were not enough. On Tuesday, scores of black-coated jabs made Latant their social gathering point rather than observing the social distancing regulations. Jared Joseph was on hand as the masqueraders engaged in their fun and frolic.
The action continues on Carnival Tuesday, well, what is celebrated as Carnival Tuesday, and as you can see in the background, Latant is hot with jab. Despite the cancellation of Spice Mass 2021, Carnival Tuesday in St. David saw another group of revelers flock to Latant Junction. As was the case in St. Andrew on Monday, police were waiting to intercept the revelers. The pungent smell of oil oil was evident, and the streets glistened from the reflections created by the paints and other substance used by the revelers. There seemed to have been a method to the madness, as those jumping and chanting were limited to one segment of the street, while spectators and onlookers were confined to the other. GBN attempted to engage some of those who decided to participate in the frolic, but they declined. Some persons told GBN that they understood that the police had upped their game this year and have been using video footage as evidence, and as such, they did not want to give any interviews. Others hurled abuses at the GBN, accusing the network of gathering evidence on behalf of the police. A roadblock was also set up just before entering Latant Junction. While Latant seemed to have been the melting pot for St. David, there were smaller pockets of activities in other areas, including Rukane Junction. Just as the saying goes, Sotes have it, Latant Junction has it, St. David's has it, and it is day 2 Carnival Tuesday. Jab is on the streets.
The large number of people who gathered at the various Juve celebrations has given rise to concern about the level of unemployment in the country. Commentary has focused on what percentage of those who congregated for the festivities on Monday and Tuesday are gainfully employed. Some allude to a large cross-section being unemployed, hence their ability to contravene the public holiday cancellations. However, cultural activist Randall Robinson says a scan of the crowds reveals a diverse mix of participants.
I looked at that. There are employed people who have taken time off to go and play jab too. I mean, people working in classic organizations who are part of the rebellion, right? So there is that. I hope they took leave. I was looking at the demographic. So it's the young, right? A lot of young. You have middle-aged. We have, adults, right? And you have older people. I am seeing some people who seem to be like in their 50s, among the crowd. So it's across the board, Blossom, which is very telling.
While discussion has mostly honed in on the defiance displayed by some persons in recent days and weekends, some are pointing to a cultural DNA which seems to reside in the veins of some Grenadians. Observers note that revelers have mostly kept their activities free of violence, which is an indication that all they wanted was an opportunity to participate in activities akin to the two traditional bank holidays. Last night, some youngsters who gathered on the roadside with their musical instruments said they were engaged in a game of pretense, that they were having their own Monday night mass. Several old mass costumes have also surfaced, and so too were a few pretty mass displays. Seems like we're more deeply rooted in those traditions, even more this year than before. This is News at 7. Coming up, jab chanting for a return of a former prime minister. Is he willing to make a comeback? We will find out after this commercial break. Stay with us.
Take your shot and get back to your life. Take your shot and get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life.
A message from Republic Bank.
How did you get your electricity bill to be so low? For one, we size our transformers just for what we need, and we unplug transformers, chargers, and other devices when they're not in use. We also replaced our light bulbs with LED. I even replaced the seal on my refrigerator door to keep the cold air in.
How do you know if it is working?
We pay attention to the usage history table. Over time, our average usage has decreased.
Renelec, energizing our Grenada.
Hubbard's big promotion is back. Live free for 1 year. Spend $50 or more in any Hubbard's department and receive a chance to win big prizes every month. Property or vehicle insurance for 1 year. Free internet, cable and data for 1 year. Free fuel for 1 year. Free cooking gas for 1 year. Free electricity for 1 year. Free drinks for 1 year. Extra cash account and the big free groceries for 1 year. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2021. Live free for 1 year with Hubbard's in association with Solgas, Flow, Grenadian General Insurance, Carib Brewery, Coca-Cola, Grenada Bottling Company, Grenelec, Communal Cooperative Credit Union, Dutch Lady Milk, Promo, Danny and Supreme. Terms and conditions apply.
Residences, a modern, exclusive residential community offered by Ariza. Purchase one of our completely built houses or let us build for you by simply choosing your lot, choosing your home design from our selection, and let us do the rest. Owning a home does not have to be a frustrating process. For more information, contact Ariza Credit Union on 415-0994 or send us an email on info@ridgewayresidences.gd. Ridgeway Residences, hassle-free home ownership.
There's a better way to beat the heat. Get an air conditioning unit at Quartz, starting at $1,199. Get free installation on your purchase. Plus, with Ready Finance, you can shop now and pay nothing for 60 days. Quartz, bringing value home. Conditions apply.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
What a story this would be for the Caribbean island of Grenada.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
The Jabs have been chanting his name. We want Tilly is what they have been saying. They are referencing former Prime Minister Tillman Thomas. But is he willing to answer the call? Well, we'll find out in this Cherry and Blackman Stephen report.
This was one of the chants by some revelers as they took to the streets to enjoy Carnival Monday and Tuesday, a continuation of prior weeks of village activities with repeated jabs at the nation's leader. The name of former Prime Minister Tillman Thomas was pulled into the chant as a call for his return, and one he says he's willing to accept.
The call that the masqueraders are making today is a call for better governance. And when they compare the NNP with the NDC, they're saying that, look, when Tillman Thomas was Prime Minister, the country was better governed. In essence, that's what they're saying. So it's more a call for the NDC type of governance. A new face in NDC could also demonstrate that type of governance.
Mr. Thomas believes that the Grenadian people are becoming more disenchanted with the present leadership of the country and is looking to a leader that brings calm, opportunities, and hope to the people.
It is really a dissatisfaction with the present administration. The people are expressing their dissatisfaction with the manner in which the country is being governed today. Disrespect for the people, disrespect for our institutions, and they know that under my leadership, they were respected, the institutions were respected, and the country was governed with transparency. So this is a call for better governance. And the name they associate with better governance, it appears to be Tillman Thomas.
Mr. Thomas says while he is willing to work with various organizations, he will only associate himself with the National Democratic Congress. Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
Foreign Trade Minister Oliver Joseph is warning that government faces an uphill climb on the fiscal front as it gets ready to make outstanding payments to public officers and teachers. Let's get the details from Rena Pierre-Thomas.
Foreign Affairs Minister Oliver Joseph went into explanatory mode on Tuesday as the government seeks to head off potential commentary on its pending payment to public servants. The disbursement will be made at the end of this month based on agreements reached during the mediation process. The government estimates that the settlement will cost more than $1 million. Joseph says this will plunge the country into further debt.
In terms of the performance of the economy from January to June, Cabinet did get a report from the Ministry of Finance, and while the revenue situation is increasing, I can tell you that the expenditure is above the revenue. And that is not a good situation because it means that you're in a deficit. And for the last 5 years, we were not in a deficit position. But for the first time, due to COVID and the impact on revenue, we are in a deficit position now.
As a result, Minister Joseph highlights the need for urgent growth in revenue. According to him, the country is in the red at the moment as it suffers from increased expenditure. He told the media that although there has been an uptick in recent months, this has not been enough to head off the government's expenses.
And in addition to that, we have to add this month a $1.2 million to the current wage bill for public sector, which will put us into a further deficit unless we have increased performance on the revenue collection side. So the situation from January to June has not returned to the post-2020 or 2019 period because we're using the base year as 2019.
While the government ties its increased spending to the payment which are owed to teachers and public officers, observers are not buying the argument. Trade unionists point to the fact that government has found the fiscal space for other cash outlays, some of which were brought about by unnecessary actions such as the repurchase of Grenadier. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear Thomas reporting.
A huge wad of cash is earmarked for it, but is it the real solution? The question has surfaced multiple times in the past 6 days following the announcement of a $14 million injection into the debushing program. Cherian Blackman-Stephen has been speaking with Mr. Dennis Canning, who has large swaths of farmlands and has been engaged in infrastructural development projects.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell recently announced an injection of just over $14 million into the debushing program. However, such investment is being brutally criticized by senior agriculturalist Dennis Canning, who is now urging government to focus on real agricultural development, particularly towards addressing the widespread wastage of agricultural produce. He believes that the pandemic provides the best opportunity for Grenada to reclaim its position pertaining to agricultural development and export.
All those estates have gone now to wastelands, not unproductive, not what, and you have debushing, where government holds all these estate lands where it can be done for production of fruits and vegetables and agricultural products, really for export. And you have to wonder who is in charge. Are they seeing what we can do with our lands that are so rich?
In his national address last week, Prime Minister Mitchell said that over the next 10 fortnights, more than 3,000 Grenadians will be dispatched to assigned areas across roadsides and drains.
These workers will be divided into 7-member crews, which will be monitored by a group of over 128 supervisors, each of whom will be assigned 3 crews. I've gone a step further and authorized the creation of a hotline where reports can be made in the event that the true intention of the program is not being followed.
Cannon manages over 30 acres of agricultural lands and has invested over $2.5 million in agricultural access roads in St. Patrick and St. Andrew. Cannon disclosed that the concept of debushing began as far back as Gary administration and was never meant to be carried on as a solution to unemployment.
And I'm amazed that they make it a prominent part of our economic activities. It just shows you that in truth and in fact we have no thinkers. Everything we're doing here now is what could give the people the impression that government is giving them employment, where in truth and in fact government is wasting the labor force of the country.
The debushing program has been one of the main features of the limited or mass depictions in this year's unofficial carnival. The announcement of a debushing hotline has become the subject of several memes. Reporting for GBN News, Anaika Alexander, trainee reporter.
So what are your thoughts on various developments in the country in recent times? Well, you may not have had made an input, but there's a possibility that others may be saying just what you have been thinking. Trelana Charles has been listening as members of the public chime in on national issues.
This is Social Buzz, where we shine a light on the thoughts and concerns of our online audience.
Minister of Finance Gregory Bowen announced that the current rise in gas prices may affect your incoming electricity bills.
With the model for pricing, where you do have the fossil fuel, is that that's the fuel surcharge. As the price from the external suppliers increase, there is a factor in the formula, so that increase is passed on to the consumers.
Our online audience give their opinions. Shadina commented, "We'll see an increase. Today I had to pull out an extra $50. Penny wrote, "What happened to solar investors? I guess they can't find any. 400 days of sunshine a year. Go find a solar investor to lower the cost. Make life better for the people. Place hard like rockstone. What happened to our oil? Grenlec cannot use it?" Nisha wrote, "But this is not rum and wine up, so Grenadians won't show up in the thousands to protest. We're really going the wrong way." This individual commented, "Lord help us in a time like this where so many people are jobless and trying so hard to make ends meet for themselves and families. Come on, man. You all don't care about the people of Grenada, and that's a fact." Wendy wrote, "We all know that the price on the international market was going to have an increase, but the nation was promised lower electricity bills." And Karen commented, "Mr. Minister, you half represented the truth. You failed to mention the $5.50 tax government has imposed on each gallon of gas. If you so care about the people, why not decrease the taxes on the gas? Also, even when the price on the world's market is lower, we Grenadians still don't get the benefit. You can fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all of the time." That's it for tonight's Social Buzz. If you would like to have your thoughts and concerns shared, be sure to comment on GBN's Facebook page.
Carnival has been the most topical issue in the past week, and our citizen journalists have also been keeping a keen eye for what would have been labeled as Kodak moments. Let's see what was submitted for tonight's I Saw report.
A good eye captures all. GBN I Saw is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Tonight's GBN ISAW submission features Old Mass as depicted on the streets of St. Andrew on Monday. Some of the portrayals target the ruling administration and its initiatives, while the leader at the helm of the country's newest political party was also embraced by Old Mass. Here are a few portrayals. Is Kwana Bay at Journey's End? Patrick need X-Lax for a bigger movement. They leave New York with JetBlue but land in Greens with Delta. Sheet make. All part of the Sheet Up Posse 2021. Even St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves was caught up in the Old Mass. Vinci say, head of state, head in state. Let's see what you captured. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or on our social media platforms.
Old Mass. Still ahead, opportunity for women entrepreneurs. This is news at 7.
With a Digicel Prime Bundle, get double the dedicated SportsMax data to enjoy the greatest sports event happening now. Live in the SportsMax app. Get a 30-day Digicel Prime Bundle today in the My Digicel app. Digicel, better together.
There is an auto repair center that is revolutionizing the way they do business. Presenting Premium Auto Services Limited. We offer wheel alignment, diagnostic scan, AC servicing, transmission fluid exchange, power steering fluid flush, just to name a few. We are in fact your one-stop auto repair center for motor cars, SUVs, pickups, buses, and even trucks. We're on the Calivini Main Road and boast of a highly skilled professional team. We are trusted and highly recommended, and most of all, certified by Master Align. Visit us today or call 439-4000. Premium Auto Services Limited, your complete auto care center.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Looking for a professional team offering around-the-clock, private and confidential nursing, medical care, and aid services? Then look no further. Nurses Care Grenada is a fully certified, insured, and licensed healthcare facility committed to the reduction and eventual elimination of healthcare disparities affecting the nation. Our registered nurses will visit you at your home, assess your condition, and provide the required treatment under the directive of a doctor. So why worry when there's Nurses Care Grenada? Give us a call, 406-3928. Nurses Care, reliable, trusted professionals we can all depend on.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
August 11th and 18th are dates for the 2-hour forum, which is themed Taking Agriculture Forward. It is the latest initiative by the Grenada Broadcasting Network in the form of a 2-part agricultural forum. Host Godfrey Augustine says the forum is geared at continuing to raise awareness, which has stemmed from GBN's weekly program, Simply Agriculture.
So we have engaged 6 experts in the field of agriculture to address different aspects of it. We will be talking primarily on the importance of agriculture and some of the opportunities that are available. We'll also be talking about agricultural support. We will be speaking about agricultural extension. We will be speaking about challenges facing the sector. We will also get a farmer's perspective on the whole issue. In other words, the role of the farmer and the expectation of the farmer. And we'll also look at the area of policy. And dealing with that, we have Senator Roderick St. Clair who will be joining us. We have Mr. Donald Williams from the Greater Development Bank who will speak on support and management. Dr. Tessa Barry, she's an extensionist and also a consultant for the FAO, so she will be dealing on the importance of agriculture and opportunities.
Women are finally having a spotlight shone on their entrepreneurial skills. As we will hear from Krista Campbell, Republic Bank is finding creative ways to shine the light onto their developmental path.
Republic Bank has partnered with BPD Associates Limited to launch its first ever Entrepreneurs Business Builder program. The program, which was launched on August 9th, aims to assist established women entrepreneurs with creating technology-enabled, sustainable, and profitable businesses. The group-wide initiative will bring together in one virtual space 150 women entrepreneurs from around the Caribbean region, as the program will be facilitated in Anguilla, Barbados, British Virgin Islands, Dominica, Grenada, Guyana, St. Martin, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Trinidad and Tobago, and Suriname. The mixed mode program will run in 2 phases. Phase 1 allows for self-paced online learning, interactive group sessions with facilitators, and opportunities for community-driven networking. The top 20 women from Phase 1 will move on to Phase 2, where participants will receive customized guidance and mentorship to implement plans into the daily operations of their businesses. Commenting on the launch, Executive Director of Republic Financial Holdings Limited, Mr. Darwin Howell, said that, quote, by training female entrepreneurs to create avenues for technological advancement and innovation in their business practices, and by ensuring that these practices are environmentally safe and sustainable, they will ensure that the future of our Caribbean is in good hands, unquote. Women who are interested in becoming a part of the first cohort of the Entrepreneur Business Builder program can get more information via the bank's website. Krista Campbell, GBN News.
Stay with us. The weather and sports up next.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 for 18-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
Tonight's minimum temperature 25 degrees Celsius, weather mostly fair and windy, increasing in cloudiness at times with the occasional light showers. Winds easterly to southeasterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas slight to moderate with waves 2 to 4 feet in open waters. Tides are low at 10:20 p.m. and high at 4:30 in the morning. On Wednesday, sun will rise at 4 minutes to 6. The weather expected to be partly cloudy at first and windy, improving over time with the occasional brief showers. It was quite sunny today, actually. Let's see what Thursday's weather is looking like. Mostly fair, increasing in cloudiness overnight with light to moderate showers. On Friday, partly cloudy with light to moderate showers and a low chance of thunder overnight. That's it for your weather forecast on GBN News.
Good evening, sporting fans. Boca Juniors are the winners of the inaugural GFA Women's League Final held on Saturday, August 7th, 2021 at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Boca Juniors defeated the Paradise FCI Group A 7-1 to emerge champions of the tournament. Queen's Park Rangers won the third place game by default as a result of FC Camahan not showing up for the game. Judy McIntosh of Boca Juniors was the most valuable player of the tournament.
It felt great. I went out there and I did my best, and I had a good team guiding me along the way. Coaches was good, the staff was good, and I had my mother cheering me on. I was my number one fan, so yeah. My brothers used to motivate me and push me to play the game well, and I just fall in love with the game, so like I just stick to it.
Monique George, also of Boca Juniors, got the golden boots for her 31 goals scored in the tournament.
I'm very happy. I'm so proud of myself. That's so proud. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. I'm proud that my family, friends, and everybody can see me back on the field doing what I love.
Chani Joseph, president of the Grenada Football Association, says he believes once the opportunity is created for female footballers in Grenada to develop their skills, there will be significant improvement in the sport.
The girls' competition, I must say that it is a welcome activity that we have introduced to women's football. We're a good distance away, however, it's a start. From what I see, there is an interest in women's football. We just have to create the avenue for them to participate. And the more we create that opportunity for them to participate, the more we will see emerging players. In fact, I myself was pleasantly surprised today in particular at the final. I saw at least 5 or 6 players that caught my eyes immediately, and I'm certain there are others because it's only 2 teams we were looking at.
He spoke of more initiatives planned for girls in football.
They are doing the U15 girls tournament. That in itself is also good. Apart from the U15, we are hopeful to go down to U13 and U10 with the girls. But more importantly, we want to build a relationship with the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Sport. If we can do that and we can get all of our clubs to adopt a school, it means then that each of these schools can be targeted for more players. And for that reason, I am hopeful that is something that is going to happen sooner than later.
Chairperson of the GFA Women's Committee, Renee Samuel, says the standard of women's football in Grenada has improved significantly since her inception on the scene about 15 years ago.
back then, I would say that there wasn't much opportunities for women to basically, feel valued or to just basically be part of the experience back then. And I would say, looking back, it has improved in the sense that there are more resources for in terms of finances, because FIFA, if you look at them, they always advocating for development for women, and they're pumping more money into women's football. They're giving more equipment, they have more courses, so definitely there are more resources for the development of women's football. And as a result of that, I think it's a direct correlation between the increase in resources and the fact that we have more women in football. So as a result of the resources, we are able to have more courses, we're able to have more playing time, we're able to be part of and to take part in more competition. So I would say, looking back then, 15 years ago and then 3 years ago, I would say that there has been some improvement, and I believe that once we continue to collectively work together as an association, we definitely could go to greater places.
Moving away from football, Grenadians, and in particular primary and secondary school students, are expected to benefit from a week-long chess summer camp hosted by the Grenada Chess Federation, or the GCF. The summer camp runs from August 16th to the 20th at the GBSS Auditorium in Tantine. It caters for ages 7 and upwards and is free of cost to participants. Participants from the 2020 summer camp will go through a refresher program and then taken to a new level of the game. Each attendee will receive a certificate of participation at the end of the summer camp. Persons interested in attending the 2021 Chess Summer Camp may request a registration form from the GCF Grenada Chess Federation at gmail.com or contact Ms. Oliver at Siboney House 440-2707. You're advised to make early contact as space is limited. And that's it for sports. We look around the globe next. Welcome to your One Caribbean Media Hookup. I am your presenter, Beverly Telesford. The signals from the monitoring network of La Soufrière volcano continue to indicate that it has ended its recent erupting phase. This from lead scientist monitoring the volcano, Professor Richard Robertson, on the Eyeing La Soufrière program on NBC Radio on Monday.
Seismic activity at a low level, not very much earthquakes. We had a few earthquakes as usual in the weekend. We have, the numbers vary from about 5 or 10 over different periods of time, a day or two. But in terms of the numbers that we have in sort of at the stations that we've always been monitoring pretty long, the numbers are still quite low and sort of more indicative of this intervening period between eruptions that you had at Soufrière from time to time.
The lead scientist said the main problem that is facing the people now is lahars, or mud flows, noting that several were recorded across the red and orange zones on the weekend.
The only, I guess, most significant thing on the weekend is the fact that we had some rains yesterday, as most people know, and once you have rains, you have runny rivers, flooded rivers, and lahars, and that's what we had. Clearly, there were lahars, both from the signals that we have on the drums and also from my own observations because we were out in the field. There were lahars down Bollaboo, Rabaca, and a couple of rivers north of that. I actually was at that river just before you get to Overland. I'm not sure if it's called Turuma River. Turuma. Not exactly the name, but it was flooded and there were people there stranded on both sides of the river trying to get across in vehicles. So that's the most significant thing in terms of the rain and the lahars.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda welcomes the new SLP government in St. Lucia.
The Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party and the St. Lucia Labour Party, we have very strong fraternal relations, and generally speaking, the Labour parties throughout the Caribbean, we have strong fraternal relations. In fact, I bring greetings on behalf of my colleague Prime Ministers Roosevelt Skerritt as well as Ralph Gonsalves, who are unable to make it here today, and evidently they're leading Labour parties in their respective countries and in government, so we're very pleased that Pierre has joined us.
Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda and Chairman of CARICOM, Gaston Brown, is optimistic that a newly elected SLP government will mean deeper regional partnerships and cooperation. The leader of the Antigua Labour Party, a guest at the swearing ceremony of the Cabinet of Ministers, highlighted what he views as the people-centric approach taken by all the Labour parties in the region.
We are determined to continue to preside over the socioeconomic advancement of our people and to create living standards that are second to none.
Moving now to Guyana, the Speaker of the National Assembly on Monday disallowed a motion brought by Leader of the Opposition Joseph Harmon seeking to treat with new COVID-19 measures which bar unvaccinated persons from conducting business at several agencies across the country. Wendell Badri reports.
Leader of the Opposition Joseph Harmon sought leave from the National Assembly on Monday to raise a matter of public importance, which he says is hampering the lives and livelihood of several Guyanese.
But I wish to discuss the imposition by the government of undue restrictions that are placed on Guyanese who are unvaccinated by virtue of the COVID-19 gazetted measures published on the 29th of July 2021.
According to the official gazette on July 29th, the government has embarked on a complete overhaul of the current public health response to the COVID-19 pandemic, which was initiated following the conduct of a rapid response assessment, which highlighted that its response to the pandemic has been fragmented and incapable of keeping the population safe. The document also states that the government has now adopted a multifaceted and multi-sectoral approach, as it believes that might help solve the problem, as has been observed in other Caribbean countries. Just last week, the Ministry of Health issued a circular notifying the public that it will not be allowing unvaccinated persons into the compounds of the GPHC nor other medical facilities adjoining to the ministry without their vaccination and ID cards or a negative PCR test produced within the last 72 hours from a testing site approved by the Health Ministry. Many establishments, government and private sector entities have followed suit.
Those measures, Mr. Speaker, severely hamper the ability of the people of Guyana to access public and government services.
And that's it for your One Caribbean Media Hookup. I was your presenter, Beverly Telesford.
Let's recap the headlines. Demons blamed for Sate's jab in 2020, and the forces resurfaced for Tuesday Juve in 2021. A standoff on Monday at Paradise. It stand back orders on Tuesday, as Sate's revelers are also made to turn around. St. David revelers converge at Latant and express fears that GBN's coverage is designed to capture evidence for the police. Jab chant for the return for a former prime minister, and he gives GBN a response. Philanthropist Dennis Canning questions whether debushing is the way to go as far as economic drivers are concerned. And in around the globe, La Soufrière said to be past its latest eruption cycle. In sports, women showing up and standing tall in local football fraternity. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at www.gbn.gd or on GBN Television's Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Crystalline Lashington. That's the news. We'll see you again. Good night.
You're already ill and have no time or energy to walk every which way to access your healthcare needs. So come to Spice Isle Imaging on the Carenage for a one-spot stop for all your health service needs. See our in-house doctor and get your meds from the pharmacy right on location. Digital X-ray, MRI, CT scans, mammography, ultrasound and laboratory services are also available. So for that moment when life makes